Hello everyone and welcome back to, well, Phoenix, as we are walking down the streets of downtown as we are making our way here through those beautiful investor buildings and also some engineers that we can still see here. And yes, after the last episode, Phoenix feels safer than ever. Those people can really just enjoy their day, right? There's even a hotel over there. I don't even have tourism in, but it should be fine. And yeah, well, obviously other people from other cities can come to my city. Even though we are at war with our competitors, those people are welcome because they, of course, bring in some money there as well. Some coin that we can use them. And what we have here, well, a beautiful, complicated town as it is, with lots of different smaller streets and blocks and stuff like that. Things that we've destroyed need to make way for industry and stuff like that. And yeah, city development should be the focus of this episode as we are doing that, as I feel safer now with this defense here. I mean, I hope so, right? You never know really what happens. What we need to do though is, for our city, we need to open up more coastline. We are lacking severe coastline. This is the only coastline that is fortified right now, and I would like to open up a second one over here, right? This coastline here is very important for us because it allows us to get the steam shipyard in. We do want to get steamships. It allows us to get sand mines up again, and this is what I would like to do. Why? Because we are coming close to the limit of what's possible with the docklands. So we are going to have a severe limitation of our goods coming in, and I would like to free up some trade contracts here, right? So the sand mine and the fish would be the ones that I would like to free up, and we do need coastline for that. Fish we probably can get on an unfortified coastline. It gets destroyed from time to time, but it's still working and it's really cheap to repair again. Sand, not so much, especially with the steam shipyard. It's too costly to always repair this, so I do need to start reinforcing my coastlines there once more. So what we still have, we can have a maximum amount of 13 export offices per island. That means that I can still build one more, and then we would need to rely on, rejuggling or juggling around with the other contracts. What we can do here is I can just boost any kind of good to the maximum to get the module up and running, right? So the export office module that we have, and that would be golden then. Harbor is under attack. Let's just check it out there. I think it is. Once again, yeah, my fishery is over there. And by the way, while we're in the new world, let's also just quickly check my white flag chances, because another white flag would be very, very much appreciated. Even though what I think, are we perhaps at the maximum white flags available? Because I'm not getting any more. And I was rather quickly getting white flags previously, right? But now that we have a couple of them, it seems like, it's going to be more difficult. Miss Hunt, you don't dare. Let's purchase back that share. No problem though, right? Now, what we do need, I want to boost one more trade contract. So we have 13 minutes time for that. I want to boost something that gives us, well, something. And we could, for example, high volume, do something with high volume. And what do I have in high volume that I can also produce? There's really just, I think, one or two more things. Timber we would have, but timber is already in it, right? Steel beams would be one of them. That is something we produce rather quickly, but we do need them for construction. So it is bread. We do have a lot of bread, and I have not leveled up bread yet, right? So we can just get this in and use it, for example, for, let's make it on something that I don't want to waste so much. So yeah, pocket watches, right? So sewing machines, we could have plenty of them. And let's go up with 1,000 bread. We will export all of it with the next trade, right? Because the 62 pocket watches we can easily squeeze in. The 1,000 bread, that will bump it up right to tier 1, and then 2,500 to get it to the specialty slot level rare. So the bread it is. We can quickly produce bread all the time. We have a very nice surplus of that, and I haven't even boosted my bread yet. And the other thing with bread is that grain is something that we import, so we theoretically could also continue bumping up our bread production. Let's do this actually. Let's push it up to 200 sewing machines there. And with that, what I can do is we can finish the remaining two mills that we have in this area, and also build some more bakeries then as well. Now, this whole area, that is one of my other targets. Now, let's not do this. This whole area is one of my other targets, because as we continue to grow our city now, I would like to use this area here for a palace. best of with the best spot for this, I guess, because it's overlooking everything then. However, it's very dirty behind the palace, right? So I do want to get rid of these industries here, and I would like to move them over to this area. That means we will also need electricity for this area now then as well. And then we have the hops plantations here that I would like to get rid of as well, since they cost a lot of space, and hops it is that I would like to use them for one of my next trade routes, trade contracts. Before we do all of this, so these are my general goals, right? Let's have some fishermen so that we can get a bit more fish in. And of course, these are going to be destroyed, right? So don't have any illusions about these ones here, right? They will not work forever. But they only cost me 2 timber every time I repair them, so it's fine. And while they work, because I think they work around 10 minutes before they get destroyed, they produce us all the fish that we need for our village then. Am I boosting them? I'm not boosting them, right? And we do have a total fish demand of only 6. This is really not much, right? So as long as I have all of them in store, I'm making enough surplus that I hope I can get us through the sieges then as well. That means I can now get rid of the fish. That would be my first target here, my first goal. We are full on fish anyway, but it should be golden, right? So let's get rid of this. That is very good for us, because with that we can now use this area for hops, for example, right? And hops is something you can easily import. It's not even worth it that much. And we do consume, how much hops do we consume? 8 per minute at the moment. So I guess 200 we would need for every trade cycle that we have. So let's bump this one up to, yeah, let's make it 50. Yeah, that's already way too much anyway, and it's barely costing us any sewing machines, so that is fine already. And with that trade we can now finally get rid of the hops plantations that we have over there, and boom, get us more space up. And space is all that matters on one island, if you only want to go with one island, right? Also, since we have enough building materials, let's continue with upgrading more investors. If I want to open up another shoreline, I do need more influence for the big baddies that we would like to build there. So it is more investors, of course. So we have this whole bunch here that I can upgrade. There you go. And then I would also like to have around the bank, right? We also have some artisans there. Let's upgrade them to engineers. There you go. These were also upgradable now. And here we have then more artisans as well, plus this worker there that we can go with. Perfect. And some more engineers then in this area. Yep, that's really nice, right? So it bumped our influence there also by 40. And it doesn't have to be the end, to be honest, because we have more investors than here. And let's do this, 214. And then I can still continue with a few more here, 222 influence that we get in addition. And this also unlocks a couple of more buildings here, right? So the town hall monument is coming up there, as we can see, that I might use. And also skyscrapers would be possible now if I get into the elevator production. That would be something as well. Let's just use the skins there once again on all of these jolly good buildings, right? And also here on the investors. And on the engineers then. Hello, Donnie. He's going to help us the process of unlocking the sky tower if I want that. I'm uncertain at this point. Let's just accept his guidance there, and assembly line for elevators I would need to open up. This, however, will require steam motors, something I don't have at the moment. Though we could get into the steam motor production, as it's only costing me steel and brass. I haven't used it yet, but actually, yeah, we will probably go into that. I need to anyway for the cargo ships, right? So that's something. Now, we have enough steel still, so let's also continue here with our train line, right? That was my other thing. So we want to have the train now on that side here too. So I do need to have a good power plant, a good positioned power plant somewhere here in the center. That also reaches the industrial district, right? So it would be probably here that we can build this. Probably here. Or here. I think this is a better location. I mean, we still need to get the city in, right? So probably beside my church. And it's only dirt road here, so we can still expand that reach. And yeah, I think that is the best option that we have. Right, so let's just go ahead and make all of this here paved, so we can also see the maximum range then of the power plant. Oh, we don't have a lot of timber, so I'm a bit stretched there. Just check it out again. And yes, this is now reaching all those people here as well, right? So those people here, not those anymore necessarily, but up to engineers, they would be fine. And it will also reach all the way over here. And it will also then reach the whole industry sector. So that's a very good location here. So let's get rid of some of these workers. Some of them we can move to another location. I mean, we have plenty of space there, really. And yeah, the fur hunters would be another one that we could replace with the docklands. That would be preferable, since they also cost me a lot of space there, really. And any kind of space consuming industry should be gone, right? So that would be my goal here. So yeah, that's looking good. We have now this area available for a power plant. Let's just squeeze this one in the most possible best way. And behind it, we actually have some more room again, right? So I can continue then with a few more buildings there, perhaps. This one, let's just leave this one available. And of course, we should then also have a road leading to this area so that we also power then those buildings there. Perfect. Let's get rid of these roads there. And I think that's golden. Let's build the tracks. So we do have now another bridge then here. Oh, I do need to make sure. This is tricky here. Let's move those artisans, story pals, so that we can get the school in. Right, and here. And then we can continue with that. Perfect. With that bridge, we have now the rail tracks here and also the normal street. And then it continues. Unfortunately, you can't have them directly parallel to each other, right? There is always a bit of a discrepancy, space-wise. And it goes then all the way to this area. And with that, we will also power up this district finally then with electricity. Let's just close this one off, right? And then we have another road that goes over. And this one will now power. Oh yes, quite a bit. And also very important, my bread production, right? Since we are also exporting some bread now, this will be very good for the bread in general. We're going to need then as well. Perfect. Now this area can now serve kind of like as a second industry or third industry sector actually. And I would like to do something. I would like to clean up my city there a bit, because we have these ugly brick factories right now next to the artisan buildings, for example. It doesn't fit, right? So the clay pit is fine. The clay pit doesn't pollute anything or so, but I would like to move those buildings over. We do have quite a few of them, because there we have lots of space here. It's not going to be powered ever, so it's going to be fine if it's only clay pits and stuff like that, and brick factories, and probably also the window makers, not the glass makers, but the window makers, and the sawmills we could also get over. We don't need to power them, right? And we can just easily squeeze them in here into these tiny spaces that we have. Or let's make it like so, because I do need to have a road around it. And there's also not going to be any kind of trade union that we need. There's a lumberjack hut here. Let's get rid of this. Then we got these concrete factories. I also don't really need to push them, so we can just get them to the other side here, preferably in a block, if I can do this somehow. I mean, space is a bit of a problem there. But yeah, this is okay. We can move this one probably like that. Then we have another warehouse in the center here of it all, right, that we're going to upgrade. And so we can have another industry sector popping up there out of nowhere. This is a bakery. Let's build this bakery there as well. I would like to have the bakery, as I said, here close for the boosting. The brick factories, we can move a bit, right? So this one, there's lots of brick factories there, really. It might make sense to boost them too, since we are constantly low on bricks, but that's only a short period, right? A temporary period where we are short on that, because I invested it into streets and stuff like that. So it's going up again anyway. And there's lots of space here then all of a sudden. Let's move the bakery over there as well. So that's more city area, or also more industry area. And there is pig farms here that I could keep there. Yeah, let's keep that there. The brick ones. And this one is going to be for heavy industry here. So there is another brick factory. Let's move this up. And then we have some smaller buildings like these. Let's just get rid of them. Right, so that we have this area here available. Do I need a fence around it? I guess we should have a fence around it, as it's just making sense and it also looks nice. Let's just get us a nice industrial fence there over. Let's make a triple street out of this one. And then we have that fence around here, probably with some entrances, right, like here. And then it continues all the way up here, separating my industry area from my villages. Goes all the way to that side there. It doesn't need to go all around. And then we have this gate for the normal people to enter. And then all the way down here to the industrial zone. Very good. And that means also now we have this area available there to us for some sexy, heavy industry. Weapon industry would be, for example, that we could have there. Should I build the power plant already? We can afford it. We do have the oil. That's fine. Let's build the power plant. Power plant number 3. And it does still need then a road or a tracks collection. And yeah, we are totally out of bricks now. I need to purchase some more bricks then soon, I guess. And here, let's also make this connection complete. And here once again, so that they have still connection to the other side as often as possible. And this, perfect. Yes, very good. And this is going to be pretty epic there when it comes, when the electricity is starting to flow then, right? Goes all the way over there. And there we still need to upgrade those roads then. But it's the bricks that are lacking once again. So we produce how many right now? 10 per minute. We do need to wait a bit there.
More than ready.
White flag is coming in. The next trader is arriving now. So Tobias, this will be our bread upgrade. While Tobias is arriving, let's go back to the New World and just check it out if we do have something interesting here. Like a white flag. Even though I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think we get it anymore. So I could use my money for something else. Purchasing shares of my opponents would be one of them. Nice investment there. Continuing with purchasing Bentis main island shares. They're not that expensive after all. And it bumps up to 54,000 on the income now. Princess Ching. And I think Miss Hunt is the strongest one. So she, yes. Oh my goodness. 1.3 million one share value. But nice looking town, I guess. It's okay. So there is also the bias coming in. Probably not going to unlock us another module or something like that. But we should have bread now upgraded. There you go, right? So we probably need to go to 2.5 there, I think. As we still cannot build now another export office. So we need to keep get this one still up there a bit higher. So that means bread is going to continue here to be our main seller for the pocket watches. We have now all the bakeries here. Some of them are already powered, as we can see. The grain is coming in anyway, right? And the flour mills, we have them too. We do have more bricks again. So let's just get the paved road then all the way down here. Yeah, very good, very good. And also here. And this is now powering the whole bread district, right? There's still one more flour mill here. Now it has it. Perfect. So the whole district is now powered. Also, the cars are starting to move faster all of a sudden. And this is, of course, going to be a nice bump for my bread, as we basically doubled that production now, leading me to 14. It's definitely going to be higher than this bread per minute. Now, since this area is now electrified, what we can do is we can move the advanced weapons over to this area, right? So they're huge, and they're going to find themselves a nice new home just here. In this new zone. Also the second one, they were way too ugly up there anyway, right? So let's have this one here too. And I still have some room probably for those light bulb factories. So I can definitely squeeze in 2 there as well. There we have number 1. And yeah, we just will increase the size of this one. Get it over there. Right, and then have the other one right next to that. 2 of them is fine, right? Since they're boosted now too, it's going to be fine for some time. Let's have the road here so they get to this warehouse there. And the same applies for the advanced weapons. And then we just close this area off here. Right, and they all receive electricity. Perfect. And we no longer need this blueprint here because we have way too much now anyway. The power plant here we're going to keep. Oh, I need to check this one out. It's just the new world building, my fish oil factory. And then we have the sewing machines. Let's move them a bit over, closer to the rest.
The river turns red.
Yeah, that's better, because now we can have more city space than here as well. We still have those guys here, the sail makers. Now, I'm not into sail making anymore, so we just get rid of them. Right, I'm not building sailing shipyards anymore. My goal is now steam motors. However, the warehouse I'm going to keep. And I'm going to move this down here because we still need those new factories as well. The steam motors. We have the brass and the steel, so I can actually build them. I'm probably, yeah, not probably, I'm going to build 2 of them. Let's get rid of this warehouse there. It's really not necessary. And move those houses up to this area. Making a block here. With that, we should be able then to squeeze in 2 of them into this area. Let's build 1. And this one I'm going to move down here. And then we can squeeze in... Actually, we could squeeze in 3 if I'm that bold. But let's... I think we should be golden with 2, really, right? They produce quite a lot of that already. 45 or more than 1 per minute. Yeah, there's the fisherman going down, as expected. But they were producing a lot of fish up to this point, right? We are full on fish. So we are golden with that, no problem. We do have some riots over there, so that's causing my workforce shortage. But they are already going to be dealt with. Slaughterhouse, that is fine. So the only thing that we would have here is the power plant. I don't think we're going to keep the power plant there though, right? This industry sector here, I don't think we need to keep this one necessarily. Some of those factories I can still happily move over to this new zone. And with that we should be golden then already anyway. And then we have this whole area there. Let's just, you know, get us another gate up there with the road. I think this makes more sense if we do it like that. Have then the connection, and then I'm just going with some wall here to the other people, right? Like so. Yeah, let's do it like that. I mean, at least it also gives me some attractiveness, right? So we are not that bad anymore off, I think. Can we build them already? 30? Yep, let's build both of them. It's a bit ugly, no doubt. Right, but it's fine. So it's far away from the core city there as well.
The fire is out of control.
Fine looking, and we are finally having now some steam motors then as well. Brass and steel we have plenty of anyway. I don't need to worry about this. We have a bit of space there still left that I could use for smaller industry that we still have piled up here. The weapon production I probably also don't really need anymore. We have enough weapons, right? So let's get rid of the weapon production there as well, giving me back some of my attractiveness. And the remaining furnaces we can then hopefully squeeze in somehow here. Yes, let's do this. We do need to restructure that though a bit. If I really want to get the most out of it. Let's get rid of this house there. Right, let's finish this wall. It then ends with the warehouse there. And this is enough space here that makes it possible for me to have 2 furnaces in there. And that's exactly the 2 furnaces that we'll need then over there as well. So number 1. And number 2, and they're also going to be boosted right away, so we also increase our volume there for the steel. There's still a tiny spot here available, so we might find something along the way. We have some slaughterhouses here. There's still a furnace, a 3rd one. That's possible. We just need to move this bakery here. Let's move it down there a bit. And then we take this last furnace there as well and just squeeze it into this tiny area there. And with that, we have a whole new district here available now too, that is producing and using electricity. It's a really ugly looking district there, right? So lots of pollution, but far away enough so that it's not that prominent anymore up here, right? So this is a beautiful area. We don't want to waste this so much. We do have the weapon factory here. We do have a charcoal burner. Let's get rid of them. We don't need them anymore. And then we still have the filament factories there, but that's that. Lots of warehouses. We don't need to destroy the warehouses all the time. So I'm going to destroy this tier 1 here to move the tier 2 up. And then we have the police station here. This should definitely stay though, as the riots still appear occasionally. And let's squeeze that fire station in then here. And use that one. Right, so that we have a nice ending here too. We don't need this one. And we can move this worker then down there as well. Look at all the space that we have now. Beautiful. Fantastic. And this one definitely will make its connection here. So we don't need all of this road system here. Completely unnecessary at this point. And that's more city district space. And also the palace is going to be in a much nicer looking location then. The only thing that I would still bother about is then the hunting cabins there that we might need to to get rid of somehow. I think there was a fire here or an explosion, but do I not have... Oh, I have not moved the fire station over. Alright, so let's build a fire station here after all. Let's build one here and one here. And then we should also work probably on my police stations there. We have one up there, but for this district I don't have one. And use this one here then as well, right? But yeah, we can still grow this industry zone there a bit. So I'm going to use this then for something else. And look at how tight the space here is. Fantastic, really. We've utilized it all to perfection there almost now. Everything is being boosted, right? And also the city is boosted up to the river. Just as much as we need then for the future upgrades. Now I just wait for some bricks to come in, and then we can continue there with our next targets, reinforcing that shore and also continuing to develop the city. Stay tuned.